Welcome all of you to my channel. Today we are going to talk about a suspense mystery, psychological horror thriller movie Virupaksha released in the year 2023. And I hope you will definitely like the story of this movie. The story begins in 1979, where a man named Venkat was doing some kind of ritual. Venkat had drawn a circle, in which there was a dead girl, and Venkat's wife was also sitting in front of him. This ritual looked quite scary in appearance. Further, Venkat's wife starts crying, and meanwhile, a strange commotion started outside. Then the villagers come to Venkat's house, and he wanted to kill Venkat, because according to them Venkat used to practice black magic, because of which he killed many children of the village. All the villagers bring Venkat and his wife out, and at that time too Venkat was reciting some mantra without stopping. There was a sad who panicked there, who orders to burn both of them alive for the welfare of the village and to destroy the black power. Immediately after which both of them are set on fire, and his son Bhairav was watching all this. Venkat's wife curses the entire village while dying. She says that after 12 years from today, this entire village will become a crematorium, and all the people here will be destroyed. Next day there is a debate among the villagers about Bhairav that this is also the blood of the same Venkat, and for this reason we should kill this one too. But the village head Harishchandra Jai explains to everyone, and Bhairav is sent to an orphanage in another village. But still Bhairav continued to burn in the fire of revenge day and night. Now the story comes in 1991, where a man from the village had gone to work in his fields. Then some crows come to him on whom some kind of black magic had been performed, and they attack that man, after which the man gets up and goes into the forest from unconscious. Further, Surya comes to the same village with his mother and friend, and this village was the birthplace of Surya's mother. And after almost 15 years she is coming to this village. While returning, a crow collides with their vehicle and gets killed, and he considers this incident as an unfortunate one. But Surya did not believe all these things, so he moves ahead by removing that crow. They all go to the house of Parvati, the daughter of Surya's mother's sister, who lives in a small house with her husband and her little son. There he notices that Parvati is having some problem in her ears, and Surya tells her to take care of herself. Now the festival of Sawan Ekadashi was about to be held and the village preparations for it began, and a village priest with a booklet in which the solutions to all the problems of the village are written. After reading it, they tell what things will be required for the fair. Everyone in the village asks about Sita, who has been missing for many days, and this was the same man who was attacked by crows, and it's been a week now since he disappeared. That night Surya was sitting and talking with his friend, then his eyes fall on a thief who was stealing chickens. When Surya catches the thief was a girl. She was stealing the chicken just for fun, so Surya leaves her. Next day, Surya along with his mother goes to the house of village head Harishchandra Prasad for dinner. There he meets the same chicken thief girl, and that girl is none other than the Sarpanch Harishchandra's daughter, Nandini, with whom he starts joking a bit. After some time a doctor comes there. He gives an injection to Nandini as she is suffering from double vision problem. And due to this disease Nandini's body becomes stiff and starts shivering, and if he is not given the injection on time, she might even lose his life. The next day, Surya sees Nandini secretly meeting Sudha, the daughter of his father's servant. She helps her meet her boyfriend from another village and Surya teases her by talking to them for a while. Sudha's lover Kumar loved her very much, and when he comes to the village, there is suspicion on him, so Surya says that he will let him come here by introducing him as his relative in the village. And in this way he will also continue helping both of them, but only if Nandini also comes with him to meet him. Because Surya has started liking Nandini now. It goes on like this for a few days, and one day Sudha tells Kumar that her marriage has been fixed. Kumar becomes very sad after hearing this, and tries to convince Sudha. When Nandini and Surya also try to convince Sudha, then Sudha expresses her love to Kumar and talks about marrying him. After a few days had passed, a festival was now organized in the village. Also, Surya has to go back to the city with his mother, and before leaving, Surya's mother transfers their house in Parvati's name, so that she can leave the small house and live comfortably there. This time Surya was going to express his love to Nandini, but Nandini was hesitant to accept his love. She says she is living with the memories of her mother, and she doesn't want to go away from them. On this Surya says that if she marries him then he will introduce her to his mother, and he will wait for Nandini's reply until he goes out of the village. Some time passes like this, and the festival had also opened now. On the other hand we see Sita, who was wandering in the forest for so many days, Siddha's condition had become very bad and he had many blisters on his body. He comes to the village, and after going inside the temple, he vomits blood and dies there. When everyone comes to know about this, everyone gets very worried, because this happened for the first time in the sanctum sanctorum of the temple. All this was wrong. That is why the village priest reads the same booklet, and he tells everyone that a disaster is about to befall the village, because in the meantime Goddess Mother was going to her home, i.e. to her parents. But he is still in the temple because there has been a death there, and this is an insult to the Mother Goddess, hence a curse will be placed on the village. To avoid this, they will have to close the temple for 8 days. The village will have to be closed from 8 directions, from where neither anyone can come in nor anyone can go out. And all the people of the village will have to lock every temple, big or small, inside their house, whatever thing related to God there is. And during these 8 days perhaps evil forces may trouble them. Everyone has to deal with that on their own. And if this action fails, or anyone went out of the village, or if he enters the village, then the entire village will be destroyed due to the curse. Now the village people cannot go out, but there was a man named Apay Raja whose daughter's marriage was fixed. He starts going out of the village, but all the villagers stop him, and reluctantly he has to stay in the same village. Surya, his mother, and his friend could leave from there, because Surya was not from here, and his mother had also left the village years ago. Those people leave the village, but Surya keeps thinking about Nandini's answer till the end. But Nandini does not come, because at that very moment, she started to double over, and all his injections also fell down and broke. The doctor orders those injections from another city, but his assistant meets with an accident on the way. The assistant meets Surya and his family. He requests them to take this injection inside the village to save Nandini. Without wasting any time, Surya reaches inside the village to save his love. The border of the village was being closed with mantras. With Surya's entry, the village was now closed for 8 days. This means that now even Surya cannot go out of the village. The village was closed, but Sudha, whose plan was to run away with her lover Kumar, she secretly goes out of the village and meets Kumar at the railway station. Sudha was a little scared. Kumar tries to convince him. While explaining it to her, he goes to the railway track, but a train of misfortune blows him away. Seeing all this, Sudha has started fainting there itself, but somehow she controls herself and returns to the village. The spells are broken as soon as Sudha enters the village, and now Sudha herself was under the control of some black power, and she committed suicide by putting his head inside a beehive. Now this clearly meant that the curse that was upon the village had begun. The next day Nandini comes to meet Surya, and confesses her love for Surya. Nandini gives her mother's last memento, her locket, to Surya as a token of her love. That night Parvati hears someone crying from the forest, and when she goes there and looks around, she sees Surya, a man from the same village. Surya was like someone had taken control of him. Surya kills himself, and Parvati, who was watching all this, herself falls into the same condition and commits suicide the next day. And everyone thinks that he might have done this because of the pain in his ears. But there was something else. During the funeral, Surya comes to know that the ear in which Parvati had put the nail was his right ear, not the ear that was hurting him. That means Parvati killed herself by putting a nail in her own ear. But people are thinking that she might have done this because of the problem in his ear. But it was not like that at all. She did this in his right ear, and there is definitely something wrong here. Now talks started in the village about how people were dying like this. On this the Panditji says that someone must have broken the rules and gone out of the village, on which the Sarpanch asks his people to check all the houses, where Sudha's parents get scared and lie that she is at home. There was also a debate going on that since the cremation ground is outside the village, where will the dead people be cremated? On this Panditji says that they should convert the house situated on the border of the village into a cremation ground. And this house is the house of the same Vine-cat where while dying his wife had cursed the village that after 12 years all the people of the village would be destroyed. So was this happening because of him? Then no. The matter is much bigger and more terrible than this. A crow falls dead near an Aghori outside the village, by touching which the Aghori comes to know about the curse. He comes to the villagers and tells them that black magic has taken place in their village, and if they ignore this, everyone will be killed. He can help them set everything right. And with his powers, he also comes to know that 4 people have died in the village. But the villagers do not listen to him. They lie that only 2 people have died. Now the Aghori started coming inside to help, but Panditji does not let him come inside. That's why the Aghori leaves everything to Lord Shankar and goes away from there. Surya tells the doctor that Parvati's sister had a problem in her other ear. So why would she have put the nail in his ear in the first place? There must be something big and bad behind this. And what Aghori said was absolutely correct. Both of them go to Surya's house for questioning, where he comes to know that he had left for work, absolutely safe. Further ahead, they find Surya's bicycle among the trees. A little further ahead they also find Suta's body. Surya started thinking about it, and he also found 2 train tickets from Suta's bag. When Surya calls, he comes to know that a couple had come here, but that boy came in front of the train and died. Surya sends his friend there and confirms that the dying boy was Kumar. Surya was now very worried, and he goes straight to Panditji, who himself was in a lot of trouble, because their cows have stopped giving milk, and instead of milk, she now gives blood. Surya tells them that what the Aghori had told them was absolutely true. There is definitely some curse going on here. First, Kumar finished in front of Suta, after which Suta committed suicide by putting her face in a beehive. And Surya had seen him doing this, but it was over by then. After which Surya committed suicide. Parvati's sister had seen him dying, and now the danger is to the one who might have seen Sister Parvati dying. And Parvati was seen by none other than Nandini. Surya goes to her house to save her. There a man tells that Nandini is going towards some house, and from there she jumps into a well. But Surya reached there in time and saved him. By now everyone was very scared, and Nandini was unconscious. Looking at Nandini, Pandit Jai says that this curse will spread in the air, and the entire village will turn into a crematorium. When Suta broke this Ashtachakra bond, the dark power of that house awakened. That means Venkat's house, and he freed the person from the curse which was given by Venkat's wife while dying. To avoid this, Panditji orders for the same booklet again, and meanwhile Surya asks the doctor what exactly had happened here 12 years ago. The doctor told that 12 years ago all the children in this village started dying in a strange manner due to some disease. And after some time Venkat came from the city to live here with his family. No trouble befell Venkat, that is why everyone suspected him. And one day Sita saw him bringing a dead girl to his house, and told the villagers, after which he was caught doing black magic in his house, and he was burnt alive along with his wife, after which sounds of crying and screaming started coming from that house. And shadows started appearing in that house. For the sake of the village, that house was closed forever. After hearing all this, Surya tells them that they will get all the answers in that house, because everything started from there. Both of them go inside that house. He finds a book print in that house. That means there was a book here a few days ago which is now missing from here. They also find a hidden book, in which there was some activity from Atharva Ved. It mentioned about bringing a dead person back to life. It was written that after death, a person remains alive for 6 hours. There he also comes to know about the evil eye system, in which people start giving up their lives by looking into the eyes of a dying person. Here Pandit Jai, after looking in the book, tells that during the solar eclipse, evil forces become weak, and they have to put the cursed person Nandini in a wooden box, and everyone has to give him some blood, after which that box will have to be burned. And this is the only way. Otherwise the entire village will be destroyed due to this curse. Everyone brings a box. Sarpanch Harishchandra stops them and pleads with them. But nobody listens to him, because now it was a question of the lives of the people of the entire village, and he did the same thing 12 years ago also. Then Surya arrives there, and to save Nandini's life, he tells the villagers that he just needs some time. He will go out of the village, and he will come back only after finding a way to make everything right. Panditji agrees to this, because the chakra bond has been broken now anyway, but he will have to return before the eclipse, because during the eclipse they have to perform the rituals of the booklet. When Surya starts going out of the village, people from other villages stop him. They say that if he goes through another village, he will also be cursed. But Surya somehow manages to come out of the village. Surya goes to the same orphanage where Bhairava was brought earlier. There, Surya comes to know that when Bhairav came here, he neither made friends with anyone nor talked to anyone. He would just wander here and there all night long, and he continued doing the action. He had become so powerful that he could control people just by looking at them and hurt them. And that's not all. One night he went to perform the act without any clothes, and as he came back they caught him. Then Bhairav paralyzed him as soon as he touched him, and ran away from there forever. Surya asks them which direction Bhairav always went to perform the rituals, and he goes to the jungle in search of Bhairav, where he meets many Aghoras, who misunderstand Surya and proceed to kill him. But Surya had some power, due to which he is saved, and now those Aghoras decide to kill him. But then that Aghori who had come to the village arrives there. He explains to everyone that Surya has come here to seek help. Surya tells Aghori about the evil eye system, On this he says that this system existed centuries ago, and this thing was done for the purification of the soul, which is very difficult, and if someone is doing this then he wants to destroy the entire village. Both of them go inside a cave where all kinds of tantra rituals were performed, and the Agoras find out that Bhairava had performed that act here. From some documents lying there, Surya comes to know that Bhairav is none other than Kumar, and he sacrificed his life to achieve his goal. Surya also finds the original Raj book there which had been replaced with a fake one. That means the book inside the village is the book changed by Kumar. And whatever Ashtachakra Bandhan ritual had taken place, it was an act of destroying the village on the part of Bhairava. All that was not to save the village. Only God could save him. Therefore, the temple was closed in advance and the Lord was stopped. Aghori tells Surya that this soul cannot do much on its own. First of all, Kumar committed suicide, and then becoming a spirit he took control of Sudha. And all this has already been done according to this action. After which, with the help of Sudha's body, Kumar means Bhairav's soul breaks the Ashtachakra bond, but this is not the only soul. Rather, someone else is also helping him, and they have to kill that man before he kills himself before it's too late. And in this way this curse can be broken. The eclipse starts here, and everyone puts Nandini in a box and brings her to that house, and they start donating their blood to end the curse. But whatever was written in that booklet was the plan of Bhairav and his friend. That means whatever the villagers are doing is wrong. This will kill the whole village, and the first sacrifice will be of innocent Nandini, who is Surya's love. Now Surya started returning back to the village with Aghori, and meanwhile Aghori tells Surya that he also has some power, because nothing happened to him. Meanwhile, he meets with an accident, but both of them control themselves and move ahead from there. But then people from the other village surround them. Surya sends Aghori ahead to open the temple, and he himself fights with the villagers and tries to make them understand that he is doing all this only to save them. Aghori opens the temple, and Surya also comes toward that house. That means towards Venkat's house. He sees that all the people have come under the control of Tantra. Aghori tells Surya that the chakra in which Nandini is the fire chakra. He himself will try to mislead the soul of Bhairav. Till then you find out who in the village supported Bhairav. Now Sarpanch Harishchandra was not there among all those villagers, so Surya goes to his house. They are not available there. But inside a basement he finds traces of a tantra that was in operation many years ago. And a photo is also found, seeing which Surya started crying. After some time he also meets the Sarpanch. He asks them the truth, but the Sarpanch asks Surya to save Nandini from the villagers. But Surya says that Nandini has to be saved not from the villagers, but the villagers have to be saved from Nandini. And from here the story changes completely. That day both Venkat and his wife were killed, and Bhairav was sent to an orphanage. But the family was not just of those 3 people. Rather there were 4 people in his family, and the 4th was his daughter, who is none other than Nandini. The sounds of crying and screaming used to come from inside that house, and the shadow that was visible was also that of Nandini. When Sarpanch Harishchandra went there after purification, he found a girl child there. At this time, if he had handed him over to the villagers, they would have killed him. So they raised him, and introduced her to the villagers as his daughter. And Bhairava was supported by Nandini, who also practices Tantra herself. Here Nandini and the Bhairav inside her defeat the Aghori, and after performing their tantric rituals they set fire to the same tree where their parents had died. That means both of them are taking revenge for the death of their parents. They orders all the villagers to go into that fire. Then Surya comes there and says that all this is wrong. On this Nandini also says that these villagers had also done wrong to her parents. He didn't even ask him what he wanted to do. They killed him without knowing the truth. Nandini tells the real truth that her mother was suffering from paralysis since the beginning, and to cure him his father Venkat tried every possible thing, but science could not cure them. He attained cities from Atharvaveda, and he put them in a locket and wore it around his mother's neck. And this is the same locket which Nandini gave to Surya, due to which nothing happened to him. Venkat was actually not a bad man. Rather, he was sad to see the children dying. He decided to bring the children back to life through resuscitation surgery. But the villagers caught him in his first attempt and misunderstood him. After which, without asking him any questions, he was killed. Surya tries hard to convince Nandini, but she doesn't understand. She attacks Surya, but Surya's locket saves him. He repeatedly tries to convince Nandini to forget everything and leave the villagers, because she too had committed the mistake out of ignorance. But Nandini and Bhairava continue attacking Surya again and again. And here the villagers also started falling in the fire. Now Surya does not understand anything. and he attacks himself with a knife. Nandini's heart melts after seeing Surya in this condition, because she also loved Surya as much as Surya loved her. Nandini says that for the sake of her love she will forgive everyone slowly, but Surya hardens his heart and kills Nandini with the same knife, because as long as the souls of Nandini and Bhairav are alive, until then the curse of the village cannot end. As soon as Nandini dies, Bhairav's soul departs, and the villagers also come to their senses. Now everything was fine. Finally, Nandini was cremated, where Surya tells everyone that the mistake he committed was due to lack of education. That's why the house which they made was haunted. They should build a school there. Then we see a strange blue light in Surya's eyes, which probably tells that the locket which has its power inside her. And the story of this movie ends on this scene. If you liked the story of this movie, then please like the video and subscribe to the channel, so that you do not miss the story of such new movies coming soon. Thanks for staying till the end of the video.